Among the peoples of Southern Africa, an extraordinary group stands out. They're called the Lemba, or the Black Jews. They trace their origins back not to ancestors on this continent, but rather to a people who lived in the land of Israel thousands of years ago. The Lemba live among other black groups like the Venda and speak their languages, but they maintain their origins do not lie in Africa.
I mean, as I grew up, we were told that we traveled from Judea, settled in Yemen for quite a number of years. Then we crossed into Africa. And of course, that is why we're called Lemba. Although we're black Jews, but immediately we entered Africa, then we're known as the Lemba.
The Lemba is a group with a very strong cultural identity and practices unlike that of other groups around them.
They maintain traditions which are significantly different from the traditions respected by most of the tribes in Central and Southern Africa.
He's found that the Lemba have many practices and traditions that are more Israelite than African.
We carried the beliefs and the practices from the past with us. And we never relinquished our practices even when we were in Africa.
Professor Magda Leroux of UNISA has also lived among the Lemba and has written a book about them. She specifically researched the Lemba's Jewish Israelite-like customs and traditions.
My main purpose was to investigate the oral traditions and to compare them with the Old Testament traditions and their customs. And it was fascinating to me to discover that their way of celebrating the new moon is even older than that of the Jewish people today. And it's interesting that the Lemba still have the pre-Talmudic way of celebrating the new moon. And that is traceable.
So, Magda believes that the Lemba have many practices that point to an ancient Israelite origin.
That has been confirmed also through our practices. The fact that we don't partake of pork, the fact that we get circumcised at a very young age, and there would be rituals which would be held immediately after circumcision, which we continue to do now.